and welcome to the HollyHood Zoomcast, episode number 11. I am Ajiman Asante Goodman.
Greg Goodman, aka Good.
Antoine Smallwood, aka Smallwood Worldwide. What up?
Probably Balboa, Russell Westbrook, all types of good shit. Good things. I'm sorry, it's a family show.
Family show.
TJ Goodman.
Jason Ryan, aka Jason.
Wow, that is I don't know where to go from there. And so this time we're going over top five comedy movies of all time. Not that many responses this time. It was a tough week. I mean, some things happened. I don't know if you saw the news. Even if you did, you know. Anyway, so with that being said, let me go ahead and read off some of the responses we got back from Facebook. Tropic Thunder was mentioned.
Jesus, dear.
Old School was mentioned, which is solid. Heartbreak Kid. I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't think I've ever seen that. Something About Mary. That's a sleeper.
Classic.
And I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. So those were the ones from Facebook. So now it's time for our honorable mentions. You know what? I'm gonna go first. Because my honorable mentions are, I broke the rules. I went with 5 this time. And it was the same thing as last week, kind of where I refused to have this not on the list somewhere. So I'll say my first honorable mentions, Hollywood Shuffle. It's classic material. No slander list. The reason why there's probably black cinema Robert Townsend, like black cinema moving forward, I should say, from that movie. Bad Trip, that's like my latest one, but Bad Trip is so damn funny. Eric Andre is my dude, man. He's a sleeper. His show was funny, is hilarious. I mean, the movie was hilarious. One of the better movies I've seen all year, if not the best
Control
all year. Harlem Nights was another honorable mention that I had. Oh, you want to shoot my pinky toe? You know, so oh man, this one hurt my heart not to find a place for it in my top 5, but I had to do it. Probably the most slept on Will Ferrell movie, The Other Guys. Super funny, man. It wasn't even an awning there. It wasn't even an awning. He just jumped. And the last one is Coming to America. That's my 6th man for honorable mentions. So that was mine. Jason, you want to give your honorable mentions next?
Yeah, I'll give my honorable mentions. Number 5 is Tropic Thunder. It's a hilarious movie, great cast. Number 4, I'm gonna go with the whole Naked Gun series. I can't pick one. That's my number 4. Number 3 is Spaceballs, which has one of the most legendary scenes in any movie when they were combing the desert. Classic. Number 2 is Ernest Goes to Jail. And I put that on my list because
wait a second.
Ernest Goes to Jail is my number 4 of my honorable mentions because of one scene when they were in court and Ernest was trying to look smart and he was chewing on the pen and the pen broke and the ink got all over his face and he's sitting there trying to be calm with ink all over his face. He had a piece of paper he was trying to clean it with. I've never laughed that hard, and I laugh the same every time I see it. The movie is on my list just because of that scene, even though, you know, Ernest is a comedy legend, but because of that one scene, it will always be on my top comedy movie list. And then my last honorable mention is Office Space.
Nice, Office Space. Yo, I think I missed one. You said Tropic Thunder, Naked Gun series, Ernest Goes to Jail, Office Space. You said another one. What was the other one?
Spaceballs.
Yo, that joint at the wedding, yo, when he started announcing her when she was running out, yo, that gets me to this day. Antoine, your honorable mentions.
Yup. So like Jason, I got 9 honorable mentions. Only difference is he slides his in with the series, but we're gonna let it slide.
I didn't list 9 things though. Go ahead.
You said a series. Letting you off the hook.
Stop derailing the show.
Mr. 12 Honorables himself trying to deflect. Go ahead.
Stop derailing the show.
I cut it down by 3. Don't worry about it. Yo, I got Harlem Nights. my favorite scene in almost any movie when Vera takes Quick to the back alley and whoops his ass. That shit is funny as hell. Anchorman, Legend of Ron Burgundy is funny as shit all over the place. Too many scenes for me to quote there. Wedding Crashers, I love it. Again, another one. As a kid, one of my favorite movies was Uncle Buck with John Candy. He was underrated. Funny as fuck. Also, my introduction to, I think, what's his name? Macaulay Culkin. That little scene they had at the table, that shit funny. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Bridesmaids, My Cousin Vinny with Joe Pesci, and rounding out his top 5 with Chris Rock, where they're just sitting around talking shit in the middle of kind of a serial comedy. So that was my honorable mentions list.
Top 5 was a wild movie. Like, they had no
Yeah.
script.
No. That's what I liked about it. You can tell too.
Yeah, it was good. That was a sleeper movie right there. Top five.
My Cousin Vinny. That is a pull right there. That's a
Yeah,
good.
Joe Pesci and shit. That shit was funny in the courtroom.
Didn't he win an Oscar for that movie?
Yeah.
Marissa Tomei won.
Oh, Marissa
Sorvino
Tomei.
did?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, Marissa Tomei won.
That movie is awesome.
That is an awesome movie. That's a great pick. Hey, Greg, go ahead, man.
Okay. Mine was, dude, it was basically just Will Ferrell's catalog. So I got Step Brothers on there, which was just hilarious. I mean, who hasn't said the fucking Catalina wine mixer? Nobody. That's a quote for all time. The Catalina wine mixer line. The other guys, I got that joint on there too. Just a ridiculous, hilarious stuff right there. I also got Anchorman, the first one. Just too many quotables on that too. I got Super Troopers, which was just utterly ridiculous. Just one of the funniest things I've seen as far as anything that's kind of a cop movie. It's probably the funniest cop movie that I've ever seen. It's right up there with Beverly Hills Cop. And Easy Money. And the funny is on there is because I lived that life that Rodney Dangerfield was living in that movie. That is almost a biopic of me. It is hilarious.
We already know the scene that I adore from that, man. I almost died laughing at that joint. TJ, your honorable mentions.
And y'all, I had so many, and it seems like I missed so many hearing y'all throw out these good movies. I'm like, yeah, that one. But thankfully you guys covered some of these honorable mentions, so I'm just gonna scratch those and just the ones that I had left on here. So one is Better Off Dead. I don't know if you guys
Great movie.
Funny stuff. See, Greg covered some of those. Anton covered those. Let me see. Is there another one? Oh, Major Pain. I don't know. I thought that was hilarious. It cracked me up every time I watch it, man. And the only other honorable mention I got that hasn't been mentioned yet is The Clumps. Stripper man. Lucky night, Stripper man. Anyway, that's all.
Which one is The Clumps? The second one or the third one?
It's the second one.
It's the second one.
Oh yeah.
That man, the grandma had me crying laughing, man. That scene was so funny to me. But it didn't quite pop into the top 5.
Oh, Ken Norton. Rocky, what you got for your honorable mention?
All right. How many you do? You did 6?
You did 5.
Antoine did 17, so don't.
Just do what you got, Brock. Just do what you
All
got,
right,
Brock.
First one I got is Trading Places. I love Trading Places, but I also
Good one.
type of movie besides comedy. It's like another type of movie as well. I got Ace Ventura. I love Jim Carrey. Dumb and Dumber. As you can see.
Another one.
Naked Gun. Napoleon Dynamite. I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Okay.
Harlem Nights, Boomerang, and Naked Gun. That's a whole bunch of shit, but yeah.
Tough. It's tough. You said Naked Gun twice. Was that 2 different movies, or did you mistakenly say it?
I just wrote it again.
Oh yeah, it deserves it twice.
I'm cool with the first one.
Is it a 33 and a half? Or the other one?
No.
The second one was really good too, though. The second one was dope.
Combine those and shit.
Yeah, I agree. So, oh man. So now it's already. I mean, like we've already named like 1,000 great movies already. So we're gonna go with our number 5s. I'm gonna go TJ first. TJ, what's your number 5, man?
All right, number 5 on my list, guys, is The Death of Stalin.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys saw this movie. It was ridiculous.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it was funny. It's about literally the death of Stalin and all these sick of morons that he's got surrounding him, and they're jockeying for power and doing all kinds of crazy skullduggery. But it was pretty much funny from reel to reel. I think I've seen it within the last couple of years, so trying to take a little bit of a page out of Antoine's book and get some newer stuff in there too.
That's
in fact, yo, I gotta ask, who's in that? I want to peep it.
A lot of
Steve Buscemi is in it. Is the only name I can pull off the top of my head. The other actors you've seen on other things, I just can't remember their names right now. Like as soon as you see their faces, you'll be like, oh, okay, I know that guy.
You said Steve Buscemi, we good. I'm up here.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, it really is funny, man. It's a real funny thing. And as a dude who like loves history and stuff like that, behind that, it's that you can't beat it. Like it really is like a really good movie.
Yeah.
Oh, Greg, since you talking, I mean, like, why don't you give your 5, sucker? I mean, since you go butt in with your talking.
All right, my number 5 movie is Bad Santa.
Oh man, I forgot about Bad Santa.
Douchebag, better than Billy Bob Thornton. This dude was the most respectful motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. It was
Family
so
Show, what the hell? Come on.
Not today, it's not.
Family Show. What's up, man? He cussed out a little kid. He was cussing out kids. He's banging big bone broads in the booty hole.
Hey, it's a Family Show.
Wow.
At work. He's disrespecting midgets. He's doing
Still using midgets.
That's a terrible dude, man. He's the worst dude I've ever seen, but he's so funny while doing it, man.
Yeah, that shit is classic.
Stop with the sandwiches. Anyway.
It is my favorite Christmas movie of all time. By far. The funniest movie I've ever seen.
Wow.
Anyway, that's
a good pick.
If they had comedic Oscars, it would definitely go to Billy Bob Thornton for his performance in this. He killed that joint.
Yo, that's a good point though. Why don't they have a comedic Oscars?
I don't know. Quit derailing things. Move on.
Indeed. Right. Since I'm talking, I might as well just get my 5 in sometime. How about that?
They lumping comedy, musical, and something else. It's like all one category for comedy. Yeah, it's like comedy, musical, and something else. It's lumped in there together.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like that either. That's dumb.
We're on the show. Okay, let me go ahead and give my number 5. My number 5 is House Party.
Ooh.
Yeah,
nice.
I mean, like, and House Party seems like it can make every list that I have. So it can make every list that I have. So House Party, dude. House Party. Brock, you're number 5.
I got Friday After Next.
Oh!
Friday After Next, I think that they honed, like the little Mike Epps hiccup. You know what I'm saying? Like not the Friday second one wasn't good, but it was like they finally got him and Cat Williams and a whole bunch of other people in there. It's still funny.
Terry Crews, some more.
Yeah, like,
Ricky Smiley.
Yeah, back before Terry Crews.
Yeah, no, you bigoted. Like top flight. Anyway, I'm done.
Yo, on the low, Friday After Next might be like a top 5 Christmas movie.
It's definitely a top Christmas movie.
Yo, that pinky scene at the end when he came in with the gifts was the one. Merry Christmas for Pinky. That was the one right there. That was the one.
Pinky in a record store is classic.
Say another word. Say something.
Very Carol, like I'm done. That's all. Friday After Next.
Antoine, man, you're 5.
You're Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. Yeah, I love that fucking movie, man. I used to watch that every day of freshman year in college, man. Yeah. That. How much was Ray Gibson from New York City? We get into Whites Only Pies. That scene is funny as hell. I ain't gonna say it because you said Family Show, so you threw me off. I was about to do it.
You already been cussing the whole time. It's too late. The kids will be all right.
Yo,
Hey, look,
Say
it'll
Tiny
make them
Cloud,
better.
yo. Don't say nothing about watch. Say Tiny Cloud.
No,
You didn't even seem like you about to say.
I just realized something because I just saw Life recently, and I did not realize that Rick James was in
Yes.
Life.
Yes.
I didn't even realize that till
Yes.
like last week.
That was cleaned up, Rick James. He was cleaned up for, like, you know what I mean? A little time to clean up, you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I thought Life was one of the most depressing movies I've ever seen in my
It
entire life.
was.
I agree.
It
I
was.
was very depressed. I was
It
very
just has
depressed.
this dark cloud over it. It's like
Right.
all the funny shit. It is the most depressing shit ever. Because they
True.
were in prison for their entire adult life over some shit they did not do.
Yeah.
And it's like all the funny stuff that happens, it's still that. It's like making a comedy set during slavery. It's like, oh yeah, these jokes are funny,
God
but
damn.
it's like, damn, like look at the world outside of these jokes. It's
That's exactly right. And you know another thing that's fucked up about that? I'm gonna reference another show we had. Niggas couldn't read, yo. It makes me depressed when niggas can't
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's right.
Niggas
Yeah, none of y'all
couldn't
niggas
read.
Dang, I forgot they could.
The cat guy,
Yo.
the dog got the worms.
How do you know my name's Billy? It says it right there on your shirt. Right in
And
see
another
that sign
thing, yo.
coming in here.
Real talk. As far as comic relief dudes, that is Bernie Mac's second best comedy relief performance. He killed that Jangling role. He
Oh
killed
yeah.
I'm the pappy.
Yeah, I be the pappy.
If you ever listen when that movie though, one of the best parts of that movie for me is Bernie Mac when everybody else is delivering their lines in the scenes. Listen to his reactions and shit when the camera picks it up. Even if he's off camera, you hear him saying shit that's just wild. Like they're like, Santa Claus, which one you niggas killed Santa Claus? He ain't delivered me nothing. You're like, what?
Yeah, that movie had a legendary cast.
Yo, you gonna have me watch that tonight, man, just because of that.
Yeah.
Overall, good pick though. I was just me. It's just my warped sense of seeing stuff.
No. I feel you and Jason on that 100%. Because at the end of the movie, when you realize that, you're like, damn.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's as sad as Casey and JoJo's
Sad as hell.
Hey, don't you bring Casey and JoJo into this. Don't you bring them in. I'm going as soon as things open up the right way, I'm going to see them live.
Oh boy.
You're gonna be alone.
Oh, it's gonna be JoJo. It's gonna be hilarious.
But KC passed out on stage again. You might have to go sing the rest of the party.
Y'all terrible.
Enough, yo,
Protect our
enough.
legends.
Jason, give your 5, yo,
Protect
enough.
our legends.
Yo, enough, man.
My number
Ooh, yeah.
5 is
Yeah.
oh, shit.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jason.
Also, regarding Life, shout out to Bokeem Woodbine. I think we mentioned one of his movies on every episode. He is an underground legend. My number 5 is Me, Myself, and Irene.
Oh,
I said that in my
Nice.
This movie is amazing.
Alright.
Like I don't know how like just the whole situation with his kids is hilarious to me. Like
Yeah, that movie is insane.
and just
I love
little
that.
like just that movie is brilliant. I love everything about it. It's hilarious.
when he was making those sausages and his neighbor said that comment, he started chopping them up.
Oh god! And then the kids were like geniuses, but they were real hood and shit. Like, nah, motherfucker, you're not calculating the velocity the right way. Yo, man. Yo, I love that.
That man said, you got a 470 SOTs. He was like, nigga, you know I had the flu. That's
Yo.
Oh man, that movie is classic. Classic.
That was one of the ones I had to narrow down, yo. I was like, God, I can't just make this whole list Jim Carrey and shit.
Right. It'd
I'll
be
make
too
Jim Carrey
easy.
facts.
It'd be too easy.
Oh,
Oh
God.
man.
Speaking of which, and we're going back to our dirtbag list. She should have been an honorable mention. His wife on Me, Myself, and Irene that left him. She should have been on that dirtbag list.
Oh my God.
Right. We're gonna have to revisit some of those, man. All right, number 4. We're gonna start.
Excuse me.
We'll start with Brock. Brock, what's your number 4?
Number 4, I got The Hangover. Part 1.
Right.
It was just a new concept, and I've been in situations where I woke up, never that extreme, but like they took it to every limit that could happen. You know what I mean? Like they didn't spare anything that could happen when you get drunk and forget a night and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's got a nice little twist, and wrap it up in a neat bow at the end and shit. So yeah, man. But I love The Hangover, man.
It's a good pick. Antoine, your number 4.
My number 4 is The Nutty Professor, the original one. I love that movie. I love Eddie Murphy with all the kitchen table scenes, but my favorite scene in that movie is him and Dave Chappelle when they snapping on each other. So it took me back to like the old Def Jam shit. Said he's like, Red is gonna get you. And so like Eddie Murphy's like laughing outrageously just to kind of get his attention, and he like fucking goes off. That shit is hilarious the whole way. I don't know whether to smile at you or kick a field goal. Like then he's like fucking about it. It's just a lot of great moments. Yeah, the shit locks, y'all.
I think that scene was improv too. I think Dave Chappelle, one of them two said that. You know what I'm saying? They just told
No, it was the first scene, not the one where they were joining on each other. But when Dave Chappelle was up there, the first time Professor Clump came down, he was like, "Who's sucking on whose titties over there?"
I knew it was one of them. Like they was like.
Yeah, and then it was funny as shit.
Eddie Murphy laughed. He broke character.
I like to apologize to all the children watching today about this.
I mean, but like the kids watching aren't even old enough to watch the movies we're talking about anyway.
Come on, Jason. Quit using your logic. You know what? Mind if I wild out for a second? I'm gonna
Don't turn your chair around, man. Don't turn your chair around.
All right, man. You know what? I'm gonna give my 4 then. I'm gonna give my 4. How about that? Ah, man. Friday is my number 4. The first one. I guess, yeah, because we did have another mention. Friday is the probably was close to number 1 for if we went back a couple years, but yeah, Friday. I mean, I really don't have to go into detail about that. Like I said, Friday, just like House Party, could be on like every single list we do. Like sci-fi, I'd be like Friday. Yeah,
it's a sci-fi element because Big Worm was talking to Smokey in the cabinet. There's your sci-fi element.
That's principality.
Remember when Smokey opened the cabinet and Big Worm was in there talking?
Yeah.
That's sci-fi.
Is it? I don't know. TJ, what's your 4?
And my number 4 is Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I try not to do any retreads, but
What?
I got maybe a slightly warped sense of humor, but stuff like that just cracks me up, man. Every time I watch Pee-wee, since it came out, probably in the 90s, it makes me laugh
80s,
every
bro.
time. 80s? Oh my god.
Like mid-80s.
Okay, wow. All right.
It's like just real stupid shit sometimes.
It is.
It's stupid, but it's still smart. It's like you still understand. It's not like just people just flapping around. It's like Pee-wee has a real mission. It's nothing.
You know what Pee-wee is?
You gotta get to the DMV or some shit like that. It's like weird shit.
Pee-wee got a real mission. I love that.
You did, man.
You know what was weird about that movie to me? And I love it. I used to watch the show too, but it's like there are 2 grown men that are acting like preteen geniuses. So it's not like they're it's like they act like really, really, really smart 12-year-olds.
He's wearing a suit.
Right.
With a boomerang, bow tie.
I mean, maybe he talks like a kid, but he's got a little suit on. He's just like a hipster. Like he just rides a bike, just wherever he has to go.
It was out of control.
I just found it all funny, man. I found it all funny. I mean, Pee-wee's bizarre. I think that's the word I would use. Zane bizarre or something like that. But everything, even down to like, you remember when he was with what's her name, Simone, and they were in that big break watching the sun come up, and Andy comes around, that big huge her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend. His reaction to Andy when he just jumps back, he starts running, all that stuff cracks me up, man. Just every even the little things in that movie.
Oh man.
I am confused by the Pee Wee Herman world though. I don't know if he's an adult or he was a kid, and if he was a kid, where the hell was his parents?
Right.
And if they're adults, then why is Francis still living at home? Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't understand
You think he's either like a huge kid or like a grown adult?
That's what I was saying earlier. I think they just hired grown men to play characters that were written as kids. That's what it feels like.
Then where were parents? He was neglected.
I just think Paul Rubin is wild strange, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wild strange dude.
Hey, y'all derailing the show, man. Let me get back to this, man. Everybody likes Pee Wee, and everybody wanted that Francis's tub. So let's not get it twisted.
And the white boot. And the white boot.
Yeah.
No.
No? Okay, never mind. Greg, what's your number 4?
Oh, my number 4 is Coming to America. I could have put it higher, but because there's a romantic element to it, and all the other stuff is just generally just straight funniness on my list. But Coming to America is probably the second most quotable movie of all times. It is just hilarious. And I got to give my props to Arsenio Hall. He killed everything he did in that movie. That Reverend character is one of the greatest characters of all time. Easily. Yo, that when that man was talking to Lisa when she got engaged, oh boy. He was like, he helped Gilligan get off the island. And when he called Joe, he had those black women turn around and he was like, only God above, the Hugh Hefner on high. One of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. The Hugh Hefner on high, that is some ridiculous shit. That is so damn.
Yo, Jason.
Eddie Murphy was the least funny person in that movie.
Yo, Max.
Actually, you know what? That's not true.
Who was?
Right. I said Eddie Murphy might have been the least funniest person, but it wasn't Eddie Murphy that was the least funny. It was Hakeem that was the least funny. Eddie Murphy did his thing too.
Oh yeah, because Eddie played the other characters. Yeah.
Low key, James Earl Jones' character was hilarious. But
low key. Oh, and what's his name? Sexual Chocolate and them. Murder.
Yo, that brings up a really good point about, like, Eddie is like a legendary comedian, one of the GOATs. And in one of his best roles, he was the straight guy. He was the normal character.
Yeah.
And everybody else, the comedy was all around him, but he still played that shit well, like, and it was still funny. But that's just like, you would expect him to be like, Axel Foley or, the center of all the jokes and shit.
Yeah, he did a thing too when he killed that.
Eddie definitely should have gotten more positive. I mean,
Oh yeah.
He should have definitely got more serious roles, in my opinion. Like, at some point, they should have given him more serious stuff, like, to expand. But that's derailing. Jason, you're number 4.
Weird Science.
Good.
Nice.
Wow. I'd had that for consideration.
Yo, Weird Science is the shit. On the low, one of the funniest scenes to me that I will never forget, and it might be problematic in 2021, but when they're in the bar and the kids are drunk and they're talking to the blues singers and they're like, nah, man, I ain't doing shit. Doing the old black man voice. I'm sorry, that shit is hilarious to me. I'm sorry, forgive me. But that shit is hilarious.
Yeah, she kicked me in my nuts.
Yeah. And then they made a whole show. There was a whole show.
Yeah.
Weird Science series.
Was garbage.
I watched it though.
I didn't see that.
I watched it.
Terrible.
Yo, the movie cover is funny as hell too on that shit. Look at George Washington's eyes looking at the chick going through the computer.
Oh,
Oh, it's a whole list of shit that's on that.
Yo, that Weird Science, that's a good pick. I didn't expect anybody to
the
pull that
best key bullies ever, and that's Chet, his older brother.
Yo, Chet is the worst.
He was a dirt bag.
I don't give Bill Paxton props much, but I gotta give him props on that.
Oh yeah.
Yo, hey man,
excellent.
come on, man. This is a family show. You can't be talking about the dead people like that, man. You can't be talking about that.
Bill Paxton's dead.
Moving on. All right, we're
Really?
gonna go on to number 3. I'll go. Oh,
I had
go
it.
ahead, Twan.
Yeah, I get it off here. I got show love to the ladies here. Girls Trip. That's one of my funniest shits that I've seen too. I enjoyed the movie. Tiffany Haddish, Jada Pinkett pissing on everybody above the crowd when she was ziplining. It just had a lot of it has a lot of funny moments in the movies and we've done, and it's funny because the point that Jason just made about Eddie Murphy was the same thing for me with that movie with Regina Hall. She played it straight. Normally she's the funny person in all her movies, so it's a great movie for me. I enjoy it a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. That's a good one to pick, especially for the ladies. Like I thought that was a good movie, especially for an all-woman cast. There's not too many of those that are made, so that was pretty good.
Then
Good.
Scarlett Johansson tried to go out and replicate the shit with another movie, but it didn't work and it bombed.
Did
So
she?
cheers to that.
Wow.
Which one was that?
I
I'm
didn't
trying to
know
remember
that.
the name of the shit where they were hanging out and then it's like they end up with a dead body or whatever.
Weekend at
What's the name
Bernie's?
of that shit? Say that again.
Weekend at Bernie's?
Nah.
That movie was funny.
That movie was funny. Yeah, it's appropriate.
Oh, let's see.
There was one movie, I don't think Scarlett was in it. There's one movie like that, and I don't know if it was like a female version of Hangover
Rough Night.
Bridesmaid.
Rough Night.
or white version of
Bro.
Girls Trip. Is called Wine Country. That shit is
Oh.
hilarious.
Mm.
Never
The
seen
same
it.
type of
that one.
movie. That shit is hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah, Rough Night is the one I was referencing. I just looked it up.
Oh, Rough
Okay.
Night.
I never
Yeah,
heard that one
I
either.
haven't seen that either.
Regina Hall on the no slander list too, because
Oh.
we will not slander my stepwife.
Yo, that's enough. That's enough. We're not gonna do that. That's enough.
That white.
I'm gonna go.
That's a
I'm gonna
good
go
way to put
next.
it.
I'm gonna go next. I gotta put a stop to this. I'm gonna go next. You asking if you can wild out for a minute? I'm like, no, you can't. You can't. You can't. So my number 3 is Black Dynamite. There were so many lines in Black Dynamite that I could. Who dare knock while I'm trying to bury my dynamite? Main man, Black Dynamite. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the whole movie, man. Cream corn.
Nigga,
Everything
I
I
think
do
that
that-
shit before I came in the room.
Y'all want to say? After that shit, I came in the room. Yo, the whole thing, man. When they was breaking down the formula in the restaurant.
Oh yeah.
And not in your hands. So that was, I mean, like the whole movie was just too funny, man. It's like, how'd you get in here? I walked in. So this movie, like I woke my wife up laughing at this movie. Like I just put it on not by accident, but just put it on to have something on. And I was lying. I knew this movie was a classic when he knocked on the door and old girl was like, there's nobody named that here. And then he kicked the door and the lady slid all the way.
Old lady.
I laughed so hard, man. I jumped up and was laughing. I knocked my wife off the couch, and laughing. That from then on, I was like, yo, this movie is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. So
It's
yeah,
hilarious.
my number 3 is Black Dynamite. Jason, your number 3.
Shout out to Black Dynamite. That shit is classic. My number 3 is Step Brothers.
Oh,
Good choice. Good choice. Solid.
Hilarious. I don't even need to talk about it. Y'all already know.
it's on. Let's keep going. Let's just keep going.
Adelino mixer.
Annalena Wine Mixer. TJ, your number 3.
My number 3 is National Lampoon's Vacation.
Oh,
Ooh, good one.
Yeah, that was funny all the way through. Even the subtle stuff like real tomato ketchup, Eddie, all that stuff. We cracked up. And yeah, we had Vacation before and had some of those Griswold type moments.
Exactly.
Cracked me up. And my favorite part, the right cross on Marty Moose when he make bow. My favorite part of the movie. Anyway, That's number 3.
Yeah, the only part of that movie that's upsetting is they killed Aunt Edna too soon. They needed her on there long, and she was hilarious.
He had her on the top of the car. Remember when he put Aunt Edna's dog on when he tied him in a bumper or whatever?
Yeah.
Running down the highway.
Drug that ass all the way to San Fran.
Yo, anytime something bad happens on a vacation, someone always ends up humming that song, Holiday Road. That joint's a classic, man. That's a classic for sure. Brock, what's your number 3?
Somebody already said this on another one of their picks, but I got Coming to America. I think we talked about it, you know what I'm saying? But I want to mention that this dude said, you ain't never met Martin Luther the King. He's in my corner. He punched me in my chest. That visual of Martin Luther King punching somebody in the chest still messes me up right now. Yo.
That shit is hilarious.
It's like he punches
He's like, oh shit, I thought you was somebody else.
God, I just think about Martin Luther King punching somebody in the chest just makes me laugh every time I think about it. But
I can see Jesse doing that.
You know what, yo? You bring up something that I didn't think of. That is an outrageous story.
That story is hilarious.
Like that's how you want to explain how you met Martin Luther King. It was like, hey, touch your life, he punched you in the chest. Like, oh
shit, I thought you was somebody else. That little line right there makes it even funnier because it's like there's still somebody out there that Martin Luther King was punching in the chest.
I didn't think of it like that. That is hilarious though. It be little stupid ass lines in that movie that's like that. You like, what the hell? Like, but yeah, man, like Coming to America.
Oh my
God,
dude. Man.
I'm sorry. When the other part that gets me too is when the dude like threw himself down the steps so he didn't have to pay the rent. Oh man.
Oh God. Oh my God. Greg, you haven't gone, right?
What number we on?
We're on 3. Yeah, you.
Yeah, number 3. Yeah, I ain't going yet. Yeah, my number 3 movie's Hangover, man. Hangover,
no. Yeah.
Yo, when I forget the dude's name, man. The dude that played the cop. That dude is hilarious. He used to get
Riggins.
Oh.
Yeah. When he called Zach Galifianakis Fat Jesus, I almost pumped up my spleen laughing.
You saw old man. It's like not in here. Not in here.
The whole thing was ridiculous. And plus, man, that movie made a lot of stars, man. Like nobody really knew who Bradley Cooper was, so that movie. Who plays a terrific jerk too.
The Asian guy, the doctor.
The doctor. Yeah, hilarious. Yeah, one of the funniest characters when he jumped out that trunk and started beating dude with that crowbar was hilarious. He ran his little naked ass across the desert and got him out of there. That was hilarious.
Yo, they smacked the baby in the face with a car door, yo. Just
yo, the baby had the shades on. He named him Carlos, yo. He was like Carlos.
It's like, what is that? He need a leash. Do we got a leash for him?
And the fact that they brought back Mike Tyson, they put Mike Tyson back in the limelight.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the tiger, you know.
And the tiger.
Yeah.
Yo. All right. Before we go to number 2, this spot's reserved for my sponsor Soul Glow, and shout out to Black Advance for letting us do this. Soul Glow, oh so silky smooth. This is the part where we usually shout out Black-owned businesses that we like to frequent, or at least get other people to try to frequent. I'm gonna switch it up today. I'm gonna say prayers to Haiti for the earthquake. It was a terrible week, so I'm not gonna really shout out anybody. Just prayers for Haiti. If you guys can find a reliable place to donate money and give relief, please do so. Just do research before you do it, because the last time I heard something crazy like there's like billions of dollars put over there, and like there was 6 houses built. So
Yellow Haiti.
yeah. What you said? What?
Don't worry about it. But
What?
remember why Clef was like yelling Haiti and then he was on the motorcycle with grease on him?
Yo, don't derail the show with Wyclef. Don't derail the show. Don't do that. Don't do that. Brock, man, who you got for
matter of fact, I'm gonna second your sentiments, but I'm gonna take it a step further and shit. I'm gonna say go buy Comedies album because all the proceeds go to help Haiti out. This is even before, you know what I'm saying, like all this wreckage from the earthquake and stuff. He was on High 97 and saying that he dedicated all of his masters to, you know, relief funds in Haiti and stuff like that. So if you buy his album, you're helping out Haiti.
Indeed.
And the album is called Pray for Haiti.
Dope. I like it.
And it's one of the best albums you will ever hear in your life if you are a hip hop fan.
There you go.
If you like rap music, it's one of the best you've ever heard in your life.
Yo, say it again. I'm about to
I promise you.
right now.
Pray for Haiti. Pray for Haiti. The album's called Pray for Haiti.
Executive produced by West Side Gun, beats by all his regulars, but it's amazing. It is an amazing album.
Yo, go ahead, Jason.
I'm just piggybacking off of that. Shout out to my Comedy. Pray for Haiti.
TJ, who you got?
Man, I almost feel bad y'all giving out all this love. I wasn't even thinking about Haiti just now, but yeah.
Pray for Afghanistan.
What's that?
He said pray for Afghanistan.
Afghanistan is out of control.
I'm thinking about my belly here. I told y'all working in DC, so I always looking for places to eat. Let's do it. So In a Minute Cafe is the latest. That's one of the newer ones. That's the name of it, In a Minute Cafe. And from what I read about the guys that run it, apparently they used to, I guess, I don't know if it's called home chefs or something. They would take pictures of their food and put it on like Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that, and sell food out of the house. And it got so popular that they opened this restaurant. I haven't actually had a chance to go there myself, but I'm planning on it. Again, that's In a Minute Cafe. It's down in the city, DC. If you get a chance.
Like intermittent, like.
Sorry, In a Minute.
Oh,
Cafe.
In a Minute. Okay.
Yeah, In a Minute Cafe.
Antoine.
Yes, indeed. So definitely pray for Haiti. I'm gonna shout out Anu Essentials, based out of Brooklyn. Is no longer brick and mortar. They used to be known as Cami Kinks, where you go to get your natural hair done at. Now they sell all their products online. Awesome, amazing product. I use it myself. In addition to that, shout out to IG for rocking the vintage Argyle there. Need that for a time capsule. Shout out to Greg with that. I was too broke to get it when it came out, but you know what? I'm gonna find a way to get one. I see you.
Yeah, I had that problem as well when it comes to supporting some people. Sorry, Jason. All right, now we're gonna go on to
you supported. You bought some stuff.
I did, but I want to buy more, and sometimes I do. And I got 3 kids, and I got 5 kids to feed.
Hey, no pressure, bro. I appreciate the shout out alone.
Greg, go ahead, man. Which one is yours?
While you're in the clapping mood, I'm gonna go ahead and give a shout out to Jerk and Jive up here, a little Caribbean restaurant on West Street in Frederick, Maryland. Really, really good food. So, if you guys ever come up around these parts and you see a building that says Jerk and Jive on it, go ahead and step in and get yourself some oxtails and such.
Before you said Caribbean restaurant, I didn't know where this was going.
I thought he said Jerk and Drive. I was like,
right.
So that's a different
family show. All right, let's go. Family show. I gotta cut this one off. So let's. So we're going. Hey, this is when it gets serious. We know we're building up. Going to our number 2. We're going to our number 2. Who would like to go first?
I'll go. Mine's
Go
already.
ahead.
Mine was Black Dynamite. To me, greatest parody movie of all times. Just easily. Yeah, I mean, Rudy Ray Moore would be proud. He would be proud of what he did. And I was mad at the man, Michael John White, for not doing comedy this whole time in his career. That dude is hilarious.
Yeah, he's funny as hell.
Yeah, one of the greatest scenes ever. And I don't know the dude's name, man. Dude that was on Reno 911, who played Chocolate Giddy Up.
Cedric.
With Black Dynamite, I sell drugs in the community.
You know what I'm saying?
So funny.
Cedric Yarborough, I think is his name.
Yeah, that's him. He's the dude on. He's on Boondocks too. He's a voice on Boondocks.
Yeah.
That dude get the respect he deserves. I see him like little bits and pieces on everybody's stuff, man. But he needs a whole thing around him, man. That dude's hilarious. But Black Dynamite is the greatest parody movie of all time. Like, there's some great ones out there. I mean, Airplane, Naked Gun, all that stuff. But Black Dynamite, the parody was so cold. I was confused. I didn't know how old Michael John White was. I thought he had actually did a movie in 1973. That's how cold they did this parody. It was just amazing.
He's the best CIA agent the CIA's ever had. I mean, like, there's no other way to really call it.
It was great. Even the music, they did the music too. Sorry.
Yeah, the music and everything. But when he told that girl he was gonna send her back to Crenshaw Pete with his hot ass coat hangers. Dude, like everything in there is a laugh, man. Everything in there is a laugh. And they brought back a whole lot of familiar. They brought back every dude that you knew from other movies, but you don't know their names. Like all those dudes. Oh man, it's the greatest parody movie I've ever seen in my life, man.
Oh my god.
That's my number two.
The show is hilarious too.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a great pick. Jason, you're number two.
Half Baked.
Oh!
I know it's kind of, it's not really the best movie, but it is so funny. I mean, it's like
Samson.
That whole scene with the horse.
All being black and gifted. I didn't get lifted. I'm done. I'm going.
There's just so much little shit in that movie that's hilarious. Because like with that music video, when he just finished rapping, he started beating up his security, beating up the hype man for no reason.
He started punching people. Oh my god.
And then the Snoop Dogg appearance, because that is like, that shit was classic.
He came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He came out of nowhere. Yo, the reason why I keep butting it is because Half Baked is my number two. Half Baked is my number two too, Jason.
All right,
which is an upset for me, but yeah, like Half Baked is my number, because that joint is just too fun. Like when they got his mans in the beginning, it was like, you're under arrest.
I love that.
Dumb son of a bitch.
He was like, you're
a nasty Nate, though.
You're
Nasty Nate. I want your cocktail.
Yo, Nasty Nate is the definition of may I wild out for a second. That is Nasty Nate. That is Nasty Nate.
The most terrifying character I've ever seen in my entire life. He is terrifying.
Hold on. There's somebody on like a little squirrel and shit. Was it Nasty Nate?
Squirrel Master, the dude name.
Squirrel Master.
He said, yo, Squirrel Master ain't gonna be there for you next time. And yo, why did this dude have a calendar of Nasty Nate?
Yo, Nasty Nate's face in the shower when he drops the soap and he looks at him.
Right.
It's about to happen.
That is the funniest look I've ever seen in my life, yo. That was terrifying.
Oh my god, yo, Half Baked is so good, man. You know what? I should have put that at number one. I don't know why I put it at two. I put it at two. I'm leaving it. Controversial.
Samson was hilarious.
Oh my god.
What's Samson?
Samson started pants.
It's hard, man.
And shout out to Clarence Williams III as well.
Yeah,
he was a GOAT.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Oh my gosh. Oh man, that was a good one. TJ, man, what's your number two?
My number two has been mentioned too. It's Friday.
Yeah.
Everybody loves it. I will ask one simple question. was there a single character on that movie that wasn't funny? Because
No.
every single character on that movie that I remember was funny. Even in the very beginning, when I'm gonna call her Aunt Esther because I don't know what her name was on the movie. She's going around ringing doors, asking people if they've been saved or whatever. And the door in her face, like, well, ew, right? From there, I was already.
You got Felicia.
Asia. Yep.
There is one that's not funny at all though, TJ.
Stanley was funny. Stanley was
Nia Long. Her character is not funny.
No.
She has no funny moments.
That's true.
But
Yeah.
that's it.
You're right. You're right.
Yes, she does.
Wait.
Oh, yes, she
Person in
does.
the movie?
She's funny when she tried to hook up Smokey with
Exactly. I was just about to say that. Yeah.
she tried to hook
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, that's true. Nah, I take that back. You're right.
And Smokey came over there and she was acting like she didn't know what she did.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. My bad.
Yeah. She didn't have nearly as many funny moments, so I did have to think about that one.
Yo, that shit always was funny to me when I was young. It's like, somebody came out look like Freddie Jackson.
Right. She said she's gonna look like Janet Jackson. She came out looking like Freddie Jackson.
Yo.
I said, and that part of the movie holds a special place in my heart, and Audrey knows why.
Oh shit. I'm sorry.
You got fired on your day off?
You got
What was that?
Yeah, I wish it would have been fun. Would have been better if it was that.
Hey,
We
Greg, it's got what do you think about that Bernie Mac performance? I love that.
Brilliant. Claude, have mercy.
Oh.
Claude's my shepherd. He know what I want. You got a little bitty stuff on my cataracts.
Good Lord. Man.
Yo, that is a classic movie all the way
I
around.
mean, Ezel, man. You know.
Oh, he's
Taking the shit back.
Right.
Oh yeah, AJ, that's when.
low
This
key.
place is going.
Low key, my favorite character on there was Ice Cube's his ex-girlfriend. She was my favorite.
Yeah.
Big booty hole.
She was wild.
Yeah. With it. She was my favorite character.
That's your favorite character? Because you never had to deal with that in real life.
Who went to the show last night? I didn't go to the show last night. But you know what, Greg? That's exactly right. But I see people who have.
I've dealt with that in real life.
The hilarious part about her is it took like me to watch it several times before I realized there was a dude in the bed with her when she was cursing out Craig.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it at first, but I was like, there's a grown man sleeping in your bed.
And she was accusing him of going to the show.
Right.
Yo, I was like, yo, who is this chick, man?
That
I
movie
want to
is-
say that was Chauncey from Menace to Society that was.
All right, no time. We're derailing the show. Antoine, you're number 2.
Yeah, my number 2's been mentioned. I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. One of my all-time favorites ever. 2 of my favorite scenes from that movie is one where we had Don Lewis from A Different World up in there, and she has like the cramps going, and the dude's like demanding coffee, and she goes to walk outside, and Damon Wayans is like a pimp chasing her down or whatever. He goes from like walking and hopping and shit, and then she turns into like this demon thing or whatever. Yeah, it's cramps, and so he's like, so that whole shit was like hilarious. And then the one with Chris Rock is like asking for like the one rib, and it's so it's 50 cents, right? Then he pulls out a stack of 100. You got change for 100, and Isaac Hayes wants to kill him. Like that movie is just funny.
This is one read.
How much for a sip of soda? Like, I love that movie.
He is a cheap bastard. No, that's some cheap shit, man.
What was it they used to say?
Hold on, wait a minute.
Something on the stairs, like the elevator on the stairs. What he was saying? And he kept down the steps.
Oh yeah. That was Damon Wayans that kept getting thrown out all the time.
And Kadeem Hardison. Shout out to Kadeem Hardison. He killed his role. He was-
Yes.
But yo, Odd, do you remember when you got us kicked out of highs when we were kids for doing that? Let me get one rib stuff.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
That was hilarious. This dummy right here, we go to, well, it's 7-Eleven now, but we go to this little corner store, and I just like, let me
No
get
time. We're derailing the show. Greg, you got to go ahead and get to.
I'm gonna tell the story. So this dummy, I don't know how old you are at this time. You probably like 6 or 7, maybe younger. But this dummy's like, how much for a piece of Bazooka Joe gum? And they were like, 5 cents. And he's like, 5 cents, good Lord. How about I give you a penny and you just let me read the comic? And they kicked us out. He immediately kicked us out. One of the funniest things I've ever seen in real life. And to have that kind of at like 5 or 6 is hilarious.
And that is a Greg Goodman exclusive. Oh
my God.
All true, unfortunately. Yo, you have you given your 2, Greg?
Yeah, I said Black Dynamite.
Who hasn't given it? You know what? I think.
I didn't.
Oh, good. Okay, there we go. Brock, man, go ahead.
My 2 is Anchorman. Has already been mentioned, but that's one of my favorite movies ever. You know what I'm saying? Especially the cologne scene, all the stupid ass stuff that he would say. I'm locked in a glass case of emotion. Baxter getting kicked off of the bridge. Like, guess what? This is happening right now. I'm not. Like, you eat cat poo, like, it's just too much.
Could eat that cat poop.
It's like nothing in this movie is meant to be taken serious. That's why I like it. But it's a serious premise, but nothing is meant to be taken serious.
Yeah, they make jokes out of everything. Even the moments that are supposed to be like heartfelt, it'll be like some ridiculous joke that ruins it. I love that too, man.
Nothing is meant to be taken seriously in this movie.
I keep thinking of that joke where he was like, it's called Anchorman, not Anchor Lady. So stupid. So stupid.
One of my favorite scenes from that movie.
Yeah.
It's Whammy. So Brock, you remember that scene when dude acted like he tripped into I forget her.
Applegate.
Yeah,
Christina Applegate.
And he's feeling her up. He's like, that had me dying laughing, man. I've been a fan ever since.
Yo, remember the scene where he has like an erection and he's talking to her, so you're gonna meet me in my house tonight? She was like, oh, down here, you mean down outside? Like, that whole scene was classically funny. Then he's like, don't act like you didn't see it. Oh yeah,
I'm San Diego. I believe it's German for Wales vagina.
And was it the first one? Was it the first one when they had that whole brawl with all the other? Yo, national NPR came out to that joint. Telemundo came out. That joke.
Oh man, yes, that's all. Yes,
the anchor beef was the anchor beef was real.
Yeah.
That shit was too funny. And it was the whole crew. Was that Judd Apatow? Was Anchorman Judd Apatow?
I think so.
Because it was like the whole alumni crew with the rival Anchorman.
They was like, anything that you write on the teleprompter, he's gonna read. What the fuck, yo? Oh man,
that's so stupid. Oh my goodness, that's a great pick. There hasn't been actually like any bad picks, of course. Like normally there would be like at least one, but this has just been every movie's been a real treat.
No, there's no Highlander today, Audrey. Don't worry, no Highlander today.
Whoa, relax, man.
Anybody gonna say Soul Plane?
Comedy is the only place Highlander belongs.
Yo, we're not gonna do this today. We're not gonna do this. Nope, not today. We're not gonna do this today.
Are we still waiting for Soul Plane or Bill and Ted?
Yes, we are waiting.
Somebody gonna say Bill and Ted's Great Adventure? Like,
yo, that movie was hilarious.
If anyone says that at the number one spot, you're getting kicked out. We're gonna log off. We're logging off. And Keanu's the GOAT, but no slander, but you get kicked out.
Okay, first off, he's not. Secondly, Bill and Ted was horrible.
Moving on. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and start.
Encino Man? All right, I'm sorry.
Oh shit.
Jesus. All right, so
Thing with Pauly Shore, 2 thumbs up. Bad guy's career. I celebrate his entire catalog.
I wish I had more hands.
Who's more insufferable and annoying, Andy Dick or Pauly Shore?
Pauly Shore because he's done more.
Tom Green.
Oh damn, Tom Green. Yeah. I used to watch the Tom Green show though. I'm not as mad at him.
And plus,
Tom
Mars.
Jamie Kennedy. I don't like Jamie Kennedy at all.
Yeah, he's the worst of all of them. I can't stand that dude.
I mean, but he's not like Andy Dick and Pauly Shore because they're always like in character.
You know why? Because
Jamie Kennedy was just annoying.
Yeah, Jamie Kennedy's not talented enough to be that goddamn annoying. That's
Yeah.
Jamie
Like, why
Kennedy.
is he here? Who is this? Why is he here? Anyway, so hey, we've derailed enough. All right, we derailed enough. We're here at the number one sucker. So y'all know what we do in this position. Who would like to go first?
I'll go
I
first.
do it because I'm gonna keep it short and sweet.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, Greg. My number one's been mentioned multiple times. Coming to America. Greg did a great job breaking it down earlier. One of the most quotable, iconic movies ever. If you haven't seen it, shame on you. Go check it out. Barbershop scene is one of my favorite scenes ever. Randy Watson, Sexual Chocolate. I mean, we can go on and on. It's just amazing comedy. Everybody killed. Simi, one of my favorite characters. And I think somebody brought, I think it might have been Greg that said Arsenio Hall just kind of killed everything in that. So, yep, felt the same way.
That's a good opening closer. Who wants to go next?
As I said, mine's been mentioned a million times. I'll just knock it out. Friday, quotable. It is the most quotable movie probably ever. And it introduced us to Chris Tucker and let us know Ice Cube was real about this movie stuff because that was his debut Cube Vision thing, which was amazing. I mean, I don't think a lot of the world knew who Bernie Mac was, and then he was in this movie that kind of boosted him up. I mean, it put John Witherspoon back, like really, really back on the map. Plus, it got Regina King in it, who's one of the greatest of all time, greatest female actresses of all time, who did a great job. It reintroduced us to Tiny, aka Debo. You know what I'm saying?
Zeus.
Yeah. We knew him as Zeus as like little kids, but then well, he was Debo. Rest in peace.
Pays on love.
R.I.P.
Pays on love. Nobody knew him before that.
Yep. Nobody
Making
really
good.
knew him.
And AJ Johnson.
Yeah, Megan Good was the little girl at the ice cream joint.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Where my hot shot Cheetos at?
I hate him. I hate him.
Hot shot Cheetos.
A young Megan Good was in there too. You know what I'm saying? The cast was incredible. The most quotable comedy movie ever. And on top of that, it's as far as realism of things that happen throughout a day, I'm telling you right now, that's what made the movie so amazing. Yeah. There were like 15, 20 things that we saw in there that we could directly track right back to our childhood.
Yeah, just like, regular shit. Right.
Yeah. All of it. Getting dragged into the bathroom and getting cussed at by your dad, all that stuff. All that stuff, it was 100% genuine. So it's the greatest. It's not only just one of the greatest comedy movies of all time, it's just one of the greatest movies, period, of all time.
Yeah.
And when you come into play with the budget that they had, how fast they did it, the environment that they did it in, there's a reason why nobody's wearing red in that movie at all. Just put it to you like that. So it's 100%. It's a real authentic comedy movie. It's the GOAT to me.
Wow.
Yo, is that the joint? Didn't John Witherspoon say got bit in the ass today by a dog, son? Is that the one?
Yeah. There's not one scene in the entire movie that's not funny. Not one.
DJ Pooh, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just tuck mine in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Even Smokey's mom. Everybody killed her.
Oh,
make it enough.
Make it enough. Make it enough.
Craig's mom was even funny. Oh, no, she didn't. Okay. But Miss Parker probably, that's the only person who had something that I did not laugh at. That was Miss Parker. Wasn't nothing. Her body was no joke. That joke was serious.
Miss Parker had a funny scene though. When she was when her husband was chasing her out the house.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Everything in there was funny. Everything in every scene in that movie is funny. There's not one scene where I didn't laugh.
And there's like that movie had a cultural impact where like stuff like people say bye Felicia. And it just becomes a term. Like you use Debo as a verb. Like there's a whole lot of
did he hug you like this or did he hug you like
that? Oh shit.
Everything is hilarious. Like I said, best comedy movie I've ever seen in my life.
All right, who wants to go next?
I go.
Go ahead, Brock.
All right, so like others, mine has been mentioned over and over again. I just want to expound on it again. Black Dynamite is by far, not by far, but it's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my life. Well executed. There's just too much stuff quoted in that movie, and it's too authentic that I can't. I watched that movie too many times. You know what I'm saying? Like Evil Doc finished out the Woo. You know what I'm saying?
Dr. Wu.
Finished out the Woo. Oh my God.
My daddy go to Kung Fu Island.
You can either come or go. You know what I'm saying? She was talking all that stuff like, you need to come, you need to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, his brother being the undercover dude talking, look, chaps, I ain't be got.
Tommy Davidson, the scene when he comes into the pool hall and the dude throwing the bullet, you know what I'm saying? And he locked the door in there and started whipping everybody's ass. Yeah, hit him with a belt, and they cut the scene. It's like, hold up, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hold up, motherfucker. You're gonna be a whole new dude. Like, yo, everything in that shit was just fucking masterful as far as like parodying the blaxploitation movie.
When they kept having to look up when the boom mic was there.
Exactly. They're smacking him in the head and shit. Like, That's just crazy, man.
That was brilliant. The way that they made they did the
oh my God,
the cheap movie references, like to make it look like it was low budget, was brilliant.
Yeah,
it was brilliant the way they did it because they didn't overdo it and it looked real. Like, oh damn, they really messed up. Like,
that's what I said. I had to look up and see how old Michael John White was. I was like, there's no way this can't be. This couldn't have been made in 2009.
like to do it that good to make a mistake on purpose.
Yeah.
Ill stuff, you know what I mean? Like all the subtle nuances. I love them.
And Jason had pointed out this before, but the music that went along with it, all original music to go along with it.
Adrian Young,
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of those beats were sampled on Currency first. You know, you remember that, Jason?
Huh?
A lot of those beats were sampled on Currency's mixtape.
Oh yeah.
You want to hear some of those beats? If somebody rap those, it is out of the bounds of the show.
Well, let me add to that too, without derailing too much. Nah, but that is dope, and shout out to Currency because Currency is like the hardest working dude in all of the music business. But
Currency's a beast.
Ghostface Killer has 2 albums with Adrian Young. One beats like that. And they made it like a horror movie. So it's like every song is like a story. It's called 12 Reasons to Die.
Yeah.
And there's a part 1 and part 2, Ghostface and Adrian Young. That shit is amazing.
So creative.
And it sounds old just like Black Dynamite. Like I really appreciate that retro shit. Sorry. Go ahead.
But somebody kicking somebody's ass and have a blaxploitation movie too, it just makes it all the more better. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
That was real karate in that movie, yo.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, somebody got kicked in the face in real life when they made that movie.
And another, this is the last thing I'm saying about this. I don't know anybody else, but the militant scene. You know what I'm saying? Guys reading the script. He says the militants become startled.
Yeah.
You keep that. The militants are startled. And then he's like, yo, when they got the quote. When you start your so-called revolution, I'm down there right front till the hour's done. Until they shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's powerful, yo. But yeah, the militants will become startled. It's crazy. Like they're reading the script.
The militants turn startled is one of the funniest things.
Yeah.
They're startled. What they trying to tell you?
When Sally Richardson was like, you couldn't handle this cookie. The whole turn. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm gonna go. I'll get my number 1. So there was so many good movies, and there's a lot of funny movies. All mentioned, honestly. Like a lot of movies that were on my list that I had to eliminate been mentioned. The reason why this one made it to the top over probably people who know me best, my favorite movie, which is Half Baked. The reason why this one made it was because this is one of the only movies I've ever gone to the theater twice to see, and I laughed just as hard the second time when I saw it, and that's The Hangover. Hangover was just unbelievably funny. Everybody after that, if anybody's homeboy got married, they was like, y'all going to base, y'all hanging over, y'all going to do the hangover? I mean, it was a cultural touching point. Zach Galifianakis' character was just out of control.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was just so much stuff going on. They sung that song about Doug. the guy who the story was about was Harley. Doug was hardly in the movie. Like, it was fantastic. It was so good.
The Wolfpack, man. The Wolfpack.
Wolfpack, yeah, man. Everybody wanted that. And the tiger thing, like the way that they put together the story, how much people were pricks on there. Like when they went to the doctor and he was like, yeah, let me just I forgot exactly what he said. He was like, yeah, it's 33 something, find it yourself or some shit like that. And he was just like, oh. So it was, I mean, like everything on there was funny. The cops, like when the cops, they're not up in here, and the Fat Jesus, and I mean, just everything, with the Fat Jesus line in particular, I remember falling out of my chair laughing. I remember falling down out of my chair.
I ain't gonna lie, it's just such a great premise too, you know. Like,
yeah, well, it really was. But the weird part was like, not only that, but they did a good job with the soundtrack and the way that they shot it in Vegas.
Yeah.
The way that they like kind of explained the backstory of everybody without having to go into too much detail. It was just a very well done comedy, and it's an upset for me to put that at number one, like I said. But I mean, it's not as if it's not deserved. I think everybody would rock it.
The Hangover is great, excellent, and I respect that they went through the effort to actually stage all those photos at the end when they were going through the camera.
Yeah.
Like they knew those scenes weren't going to make the movie, but they did that shit just to have that ending, and it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Like I love that. Like that extra effort just made it made it feel real.
It did. No, it did.
But the details, man. The details, man.
You're right. You're right, man. But yeah, Hangover, man. Hangover was, man, that was dope.
Hell yeah.
I think there's only like 2 people left, right?
I haven't gone
I
yet.
think it's
Go
just
ahead,
me and
Jason.
Jason left.
Yeah, Jason and T.
TJ, you want to go first?
Yeah, let me go because mine's the same as Brock's actually. I got Black Dynamite number 1.
Oh!
I won't go through. I mean, you guys talked about all the stuff that I would have talked about. I'll just say why I like the movie, right? Like I found so much humor in a lot of those old black exploitation films. And you guys know how I love Bruce Lee movies and martial arts stuff. So it was just a mishmash, all of that. Even at the end, when he went to, I guess who was it, Dr. Wu?
Yeah.
When he was about to come in there, what did Dr. Wu say? He said, "Feng Guai sure, come out." That's from Bruce Lee movie, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, he just combined a bunch of stuff, and it wasn't until I saw Black Dynamite that I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm not the only one that found the humor in some of those old black exploitation films." Like, what I found funny about him, he he parodied that to the nth degree.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say this. Like Black Dynamite, they had the part where they had the malt liquor that was, messing everybody up.
Anaconda.
Like when I first saw the movie, I was like, this shit should be over by now. They figured out the whole plot of that. But even adding on the Dr. Wu plot, it's still in the vein of like, this movie is well constructed, but not well constructed. It's like we doing this on purpose because a normal movie would end right here, but still going into this is a bad black exploitation movie. Like let's just do whatever.
But
how about President Nixon with the nunchucks?
Like he just conquered the world. You know what I'm saying? We got every black person problem in the world. You know what I'm saying?
What were you saying, Aj? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was literally gonna mention the fight at the end with Nixon, how insane that was. Like the movie was like 20 minutes longer than it should have been, and it was still funny as hell. Like it was still funny as hell. Like I don't understand, man. Old girl called him a moon cricket. I was like, yo, that's deep racism. God.
Shit.
It's like, unhand him, you moon cricket. I was like, oh my God. I was like, Joker
Hey,
beat them
Moon
up.
Cricket. It's
Yo,
crazy.
that's deep level, man. That's another level of racism. I digress. Jason, man, go ahead and give your number one, man.
All right, my number one. I'm proud of myself because this is the second time in a row that my number one had not been mentioned at all.
Okay.
But my number one is The Big Lebowski.
Oh,
Shit is like I don't know how much I need to say about it, but it is incredible. Like John Goodman is hilarious as the hothead, creepy ass John Turturro, Steve Buscemi, of course, is a legendary character actor. Jeff Bridges, the dude, like, and it's such a ridiculous concept. Like, when you really think about all of the shit that happens in this movie and why it happens, because I can't really say it, but because the dude pissed on his rug and they thought he was somebody else, and it opened up this whole, like, it is so ridiculous. But with all of the wild characters, the crazy premise, everything goes together perfectly. Like, you never feel like, okay, they're going too far left in this movie, but they really are. Like, it's ridiculous, the shit that happens in this movie and why it happens, and all of the characters that come up, like the German dudes and the porn producer. Like, it's just there's so much wild shit in this movie, but it is excellently produced. You know, the Coen brothers are legends. This is one of their best. That's all I got. Big Lebowski.
I got one thing to say about that, and that is the Jesus. That's all I got to say about that. One of the illest, man.
You know, they made a whole movie about him, but it wasn't the Coen brothers. I haven't watched it because they didn't have anything to do with it.
I
feel
just
like it
haven't
might have
watched
been
it.
like exploitive of the character.
Yeah, I just haven't watched it, but I mean, he was down and just tried to do it, so I just
Yeah.
There ain't no bowling in it, just so you know. There's only
There's
one.
no bowling in it.
Just one. One bowling scene. It's
That's weird.
It's crazy.
Wanted to merge that idea with them and their bowling and have the Jesus enter a bowling tournament, and at the end it's the Jesus against Big Earn. Something that I always wanted to see happen, but I don't think they're gonna make that movie.
And that brings us to the three things that you should always say from this show. Number one, you never get that matchup. Just face it. Number two, life is a mighty long time, especially when you're not guilty. And number three, you never ask if you can wild out. And if you do any of those things, remember, there's always work at the post office.